the day we entered church, we left our brains at the door. And the day we left our brains at the door, we started feeding off from someone who's saying, everything that I'm saying is the absolute truth. So we have been taught to believe everything, but we have never been taught to question everything. The day I started questioning things, that was the day my eyes opened. My eyes opened to tithe, collection of tithe. My eyes opened to seed, people giving. I realized that, hey, for the longest time, I've been stealing money in the name of God. I've been collecting money in the name of God, yet it's not supposed to be like that. Where did I learn it from? I learned it from a certain person who made me to believe that this is how it is. But the day I began to question, everything changed. I started having a personal understanding of how things are supposed to be. On that same note, Romans 1:16, the Bible says, I'm not ashamed of the gospel.
It's the power of God.
It is the power of
unto
God
salvation. To everyone who believes, to the Jew, then to the Gentiles. For therein the righteousness of God is shown from faith to faith. Come on, preacher.
Come on. I'm not worried about all the other parts. It is the power of God unto salvation. Any gospel that does not lead you to salvation is chaff, it is
now
rubbish,
you are with me
it is
now.
Nonsense.
The African people want salvation.
Right.
What is the problem and what solution does the gospel bring? This is where many of my friends, we part ways, because they don't understand me. I like the verse you've given us. The power of God unto salvation. And the word salvation there, translated soteria, from redemption, redeem, which is goer. You find something burning in the fire, you pull it out of the fire, you extinguish it, then you set it aside for a holy use. That's sanctification. When you find the African in the fire, colonial fire, economic fire, political fire, and the salvation comes, my interpretation, it must come to the African.
Come on.
And pull him out from the fireplace. Extinguish him from his pain. Store him aside as a unique particular person. What role do you think modern Christianity and religion is playing by watching Africa roasting in the furnace of oppression, colonialism? The government wants 14%.
Right.
Pastor wants 10%. Second tithe is 10%. Offerings another 10, 15%. Pastors give another. The man goes home with 30%, and the Lord must bless him on the 30%. The government and the church have become criminals who are reducing the quality of life of the audience. What is the role of the church in keeping people in that fire?
Bishop, I'll put it this way. You know, the day that we stopped as the church, the day that the church stopped, or rather, let me just put it bluntly, the church no longer has a voice to address the economic problems of the saints.
So you're saying the church has lost its voice?
If the church had a voice, we were going to have political leaders who are believers. We were going to have political leaders who are anointed by God. Remember, in those days, prophets were the ones who were assigned by God to say, for David, for Saul I have rejected, David I have appointed. Go and anoint David in secret. There is nobody in our time with authority to anoint a David in secret who's going to take over in public. So politically, the church has lost the voice. That is why we are governed by thieves, we are governed by robbers. Look at Zimbabwe right now. Political injustice. People are dying day in and day out. The church is quiet. What is the church doing? Collecting offerings, collecting tithes. From who? From people who are being oppressed by the church and also being oppressed by the government.